Today we have Afiq Nazari. He's the managing director of My Venture Capital, a venture capital investment company focused on investing in 4 different industries. That is healthcare, corporate service, food, and also hospitality. So welcome to Talking Sen, Afiq.
All right, thank you.
Right. So let's drill him. If you can introduce yourself a little bit to our audience.
All right. Jap, ayat tengok mana?
Yang tengok yang
This
tengah.
one. Okay. So my name is Muhammad Afiq bin Muhammad Nazari. My background is I'm an electrical engineer. I studied last time in University of Auckland. Now I'm doing full-time business. And I grew up in Shah Alam, just a normal city boy. And trying to climb up to be an entrepreneur.
Yeah, fantastic. Great. Okay. According to your LinkedIn profile, your career started in normal 9 to 5 job. Okay. So what made you change from working in 9 to 5 and venture into the business world?
Well, you becoming an entrepreneur it's like 24/7. You need to work your ass off, it's not 9 to 5 anymore. I guess I started off doing my business actually when I was 14 years old. So,
oh, really?
Yeah, 14 years old. So back then, I'm working, studying, and do a lot of stuff, including business. In fact, while I'm in Auckland, I study full-time. I even take some short course about account and finance. And I have a part-time job that I need to work for 40 hours a week. 20 hours a week. And I still do business at a time. So while I'm working as a software engineer, after I graduate, I still do business on the side. So meaning to say, it's not like shifted everything from 9 to 5 to doing and really focus on business. Business is not like you do on day one and you can get profit.
Yeah.
It's not like that. It's always building something from zero to something. It takes time. You can't quit and you nak makan apa kan. So that kind of thing. So I kind of work, do side hustle, gain some money, cash capital, and then I reinvest back that to my business. So the mindset is not to leave your 9 to 5, but to work something on site so that you can focus more on the businesses instead of your working 9 to 5 job.
And all this is during your study?
Yeah, during my study time. Yeah.
Okay.
I work a lot in the hospitality, like in hotel, becoming waiter, retail, kedai runcit. I work at kedai runcit, dairy store dekat Auckland.
Okay.
Yeah, so while I'm still study, work, I do volunteering works, and at the same time I do business. All at one time. Back then, my friends, most of them, they just focus study or games. That's it. While I've already started to focus in my life. I know what I want, I want to become an entrepreneur. I know I will become somebody, but I don't know how. I don't know when, but for sure, there's some things coming up for me. So the only thing that I can control is my mindset and my daily tasks that I should do. So I just focus on my job, focus on my study, and just focus on my things. That's it. I don't really, when your friends started to ask you to hang around, sometimes you feel like tempting, right?
Yeah.
But at times you have to choose. And at 20 years old, I've already figured things out. Figured things to focus in my life. Not figure things out in what should I do, what needs to be done as a business owner, no. But focus in my life.
Like what you said is interesting. You have to choose going out with your friend, or you have to work or learn something. Okay, so that is all actually investment.
Yeah,
you have
exactly.
to decide which one you want to invest, and the reward will be different from each of the option that you choose?
In fact, me myself, I got a Mara scholarship, right? I got a scholarship, and Mara, when I first got there, they gave you 6 months upfront of scholarship, 6 months of monthly allowance, monthly allowance. I think at that time, monthly allowance for a month is about $1,400. So roughly about 5,000 ringgit. 5,000 times 6, that would be 30,000 ringgit. I used 30,000 ringgit, everything to invest in some of the investment instruments. And at the same time, I use it back to hire people, to hire freelance, to do, to invest in marketing ads, Facebook ads at the time. So a lot of my friends at the time, they buy clothes, some winter jackets, laptops, phone, new sneakers. But 2 months after that, I already recovered back my 30,000 ringgit.
Yeah.
And that was a huge achievement for me.
Yeah, interesting. Yes, again, I think what is right, what is wrong, I think students are even mature enough to decide.
Yeah, exactly.
Again, on your social media pages, there's multiple videos about the different mentality and mindset of people that they should have. Okay, can you explain a little bit further in terms of this mentality or this mindset that you sometimes you talk about in your videos?
The most important mindset to become entrepreneurs, I would say, is to always look for something to grow for yourself, right? Something to grow for yourself, for the communities, for your families, what you can do for them. So when I become an entrepreneur, it's always like back then in New Zealand, I always see myself when I was a student, right? I have no money. I shared rooms with people so that I can cut costs on my living wages. I use that money, part of it, to actually giving back to the communities. I do a lot of, feed the poor, work with the Auckland City Missions, engage with the communities, giving educations and everything. So the mindset that I have back then and up until now is to value people more than what I have, because at the end of the day, what you need is only like eat 3 times a day, right?
Yeah.
But if you want to help people, if you want to give values to the people, then you need to have more. If you want to help 10 people, then you are going to feed that 10 people with 3 times per day.
Yeah.
So with that in mind, I have to work hard. So for me, I have a different philosophy, right? If I want to do business, if I want to do something, I have a different philosophy. So that's why things that keeps me going is not what I want, but mostly on what people need.
Yeah, like you said, I think you have this entrepreneurship from university itself, but it must be something that set you towards this. Okay? Is it your family?
I have a mentor. So my mentor once told me that the money that you have is not for you, it's for the other people. And then I started off thinking, I have this one question that I asked him, like, I'm doing business right now, and becoming an engineer in Malaysia is very difficult for fresh graduates to get a decent amount of salary. For us, like, you can get 3,000 ringgit per month. That's like 36,000 ringgit per year.
Is it because they want experience, but nobody want to give opportunity for a junior engineer to have experience?
Yeah, exactly. So in Malaysia, you can only earn like 30,000 ringgit per year. And I say to myself, like, getting 36,000 ringgit per year, I can do it in 3 months. So then I asked my mentor, like, right? So meaning to say I can do 3 times more or 4 times more. And I can live a decent life, right? I can have a big house. I can, like a decent car. I can splurge my money elsewhere to buy something for me. But then he said that, if you want to help people, it's not enough to have 4 times more of what engineer payslip, 30,000 ringgit times 4 is about 100, 150. It's not enough. So he mentioned to me, like, if you want to be really successful, you need to own a hospital. You need to own an aviation company. You need to own the system. You need to own everything.
Yeah.
And from there, it's not enough. If you only have 150,000 ringgit per year, it's not enough for you to own those kind of assets. So from there, I started to think, okay, so maybe 10,000 ringgit a month is not enough. Then I have to work more. Maybe I need to make 1 million a year. Then I started to work my ass off to work for 1 million a year.
Yeah.
That's where my journey begins, because I started to realize that 10,000 to 20,000 ringgit a month is just not enough for the projects that I want to do.
Yeah. They always say, like, God put us in this world for a reason,
Yeah,
not to
exactly.
waste the resources.
Exactly.
Okay. Again, I mean, since you are running your own company, of course, you have employees. Okay. So, what do you think the challenges of both workers and business people face nowadays?
Again, I always adopt the same philosophy when I want to execute my business strategies, right? Especially when it comes to engagement with my employees. Instead of, I have this kind of mindset, which is not to ask them what should they give to me, what should they provide to the company. Instead, I ask them, what can I provide you to be in the company? What can I help you out to be in the company, to grow in the company? So I am the one who should ask them what. It's not them serving me, it's me serving them. So I have that kind of mentality when I engage with my staff, with my employees. So for me, communication with your team is very important. It's how you value them. It's how you actually ask them. Most of the time, we don't ask people what they want in life, what they want to do. So that's why they feel like they can't grow in the company. So for us, we have like almost 85% in our company is below 30 years old.
Oh, okay.
And they are quite young, and they have a lot of things they want to do.
Yes.
So the generation nowadays, right? They tend to jump and they make abrupt decision.
Yeah.
So if you want to capture them, you need to ask them, what can I do for you?
Yeah, just like what you said, I think there's a lot of companies, they want their worker to be uniform in terms of talent. Everybody must be at a certain level. But that doesn't work, The guy, I mean, everybody have their own skill and expertise.
Exactly.
But if you want to make sure that everybody come to the same level, then you won't achieve anything.
Exactly.
So the guy that is slow, he might be better in a lot of other things compared to the guy who is fast. The guy who is slow, it might give you a lot of good ideas. The guy that is fast can do the running around to get the things done, So I think I'm not sure, but this maybe things that people need to start accepting.
Yeah, human is not, you can't objectify human, because human are very subjective. But in business, I know there are some things you need to be very objective. So to have the balance between objective and subjective is very important. You need to focus on your objective to achieve a certain milestone, but you need to be aware that you are dealing with human that are very subjective. So having the right sweet spot is very important.
Yeah. What is your thinking about when people say, any employees, they have their weaknesses and their strength, and they try to focus so much time to improve the weaknesses and forgot that the strength, if you focus it, will overcome the weaknesses naturally. So what do you think about that?
I read this one book. It's about the Pareto principles. It's 80-20. So for me, when I want to make decision, I always look on the 80 side, not on the 20 side. 20 is something that you need to manage, but not to put a lot of effort on that. So I will definitely focus on 80. Focus on the strategy, focus on the strength, focus on things that we can do more instead of focus things that bring you down. So definitely I will focus on that. So instead of focusing on the weaknesses, might as well focus on the strength.
Fantastic. Right. Again, how do you perceive impact? Okay, the impact of prolonged social media usage by employees? Is it something you think is necessary, or something that need to be controlled, or the employee wise enough to know when and what?
In life, right? It's always about know what you want. So knowing what you want is not blaming the tools. So for me, social media is just another tool. So whether you are consuming the tools a lot and you can't get your objective, then that's wrong. For me, having the right goals, knowing your goals is important, and if it's needed for you to consume a lot of social media, then it's fine. But not knowing what to do in social media, it's going to be a problem. So for me, social media is a tool for you to achieve whatever you want in your life. So use it wisely. It's not like you can't use it, or I don't think there's a rules and regulations like you need to be for only 4 hours on social media, 5 hours in social media. Of course, you have a different life outside. So it's not something that you need to keep track of. As long as you get what you want in social media, I think it's fine.
But how? I mean, of course, that is ideal. But how you want to manage that, or how you want to tell your employees?
No, I don't.
What is right, what is wrong? You just do it.
No, I don't. We don't do that over here.
Okay.
We don't micromanage things over here. So some people that work on social media, of course, they need to consume a lot of social media. Some of them, they need to engage. I mean, for example, the business development guy, they need to meet up with a lot of people. They know that.
Yeah.
And sometimes they need to generate leads from social media. So for me, it's not. I mean, we have like hundreds of employees, right? I can't really micromanage them and ask them, what do you do? I mean, you watch a lot of movies or YouTube or whatever. At the end of the day, I just want to keep track their performance.
Exactly. As long the job is done.
Yes. So we have these two measurements that we have in the company. It's what we call lead and lag measures. So what we want to make sure is that the lag measure is something that you can't control, and lead measure is something that you can control. So we only focus on the lead measures. We have something that we want to achieve, so we focus on what we can control. So for example, you need to approach 10 people, so you go and approach them. So that's how we manage people over here.
Right. Okay, now, how did you get started becoming an influencer? I mean, of course, you are managing your business. At the same time, you have to manage your social platform. You look like you are everywhere. All at once.
Yeah. Actually, it takes a lot of my time, right? I'm not a camera guy. I'm not a video guy, When I first started doing my business back then in New Zealand, it's not me who become the ambassador. I have this one company called Anzam Malaya. So this company, it's not me who become. It's not me. It's me who edit the video and capture the moments and do all the videography part. And my friend is become the icon on our social media. So I'm not the camera guy. I'm not the type of person that know how to speak a lot in video camera. If you go and watch my early videos, man, that was really bad. That was really bad. Doing something that very consistent. And then you will get to know on how to do it. In terms of why, I do a lot of things in my connection. So when you do good stuff, people always say you don't have to show it. For me, it's different. You have to show if you're doing for the sake of the organization and for the community, because people need to know.
Yeah.
If people doesn't know, then
you can't garner support.
Yeah, exactly. And it's hard to spread the kindness.
Exactly.
So for me, me becoming an influencer at the time is to show to people that, look, I can do this and everyone can do this. So at the time, I'm still doing businesses. And I say to them, let me teach you on how to do business. No cost. You just consume my video. Be there in my live sessions. You don't have to pay me anything. But at the end of the day, if you have the money, please give it back to the community.
Support.
That's it.
Okay, back to my venture capital. Okay, my venture capital focus on providing help for companies that bring values to the community, like what you said. Okay, but in your personal capacity, what value do you expect to see from these companies, and how you determine whether this company meet or have these values?
So actually, we are a holding company that focusing on nurturing our subsidiary. We are the business operators ourselves. We have our own business ourselves. So meaning to say, we hands on the business. We know the technical aspects of the business. So when we are trying to venture into something or trying to grow the portfolio that we have, we know what to do. So when we say values, there are always two things. One, we always look on the potential of the company, on the monetary value. Second is we see the one that lead the company, the entrepreneurs. What are the values that they have? What do they want? What do they want to achieve? At the end of the day, if you have a good business models, but you don't have a good entrepreneurs, it just won't work.
Yeah.
So for me, engaging with the right entrepreneurs that have the right mindset and the right discipline comes with a decent business models, a decent, a profit-making company, then we'll come in and we'll try to adjust on that, because that one is on the technical aspects. It's just a formula. You just have to do something, and then you wait for it. On the other hand, you have entrepreneurs that, at the end of the day, you can't change them.
Yes.
It's them who wants that can bring values to the company. So finding the right talent is very important for me. So that is the values that we are looking at.
Fantastic. Again, I think we also are keen to know on your investment journey.
A lot of people see me as someone that, this is investment guy, a capital guy. No, I'm not. I'm just a normal person that do business, and then I get my cash. I retain my cash. I don't splurge my cash elsewhere. I live below means, and with that, I have some capital to reinvest back the money to the portfolio. So what do I do is that I know that growing a company is very hard. So I stumble upon this term. It's what we call merger and acquisition. So at that time, I don't know what is M&A. I'm not coming from a business background or finance background or whatever, investment background. No, I know nothing. Then I started to explore about M&A. And then I started to explore about buying and selling businesses. So I get interested in these capital markets. So that's when I go to the markets and I find businesses within the healthcare industries, which I know what to do. For example, pharmaceutical companies, pharmacy. I've done that from scratch, and I know what to do. So now I look for undervalued company. They have some sales, they have some tractions, but they don't know how to grow.
Yeah.
So I buy over that kind of pharmacy. I buy that kind of small business with a very, 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 very small amount of capitals. At the time, the amount of money that I invest is about 200K. And that company is not even profitable, but they have a high revenue. But it's not profitable. So what do I do is that I turn around the company, I make good of it, and after 1.5 years, after 18 months, the company now are making profit like 200K, 150K a month. And then I can start to, finding a buyer if I just want to exit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Fantastic. In your recent media present, and then you highlight discussion, a lot of discussion about boycott certain product or certain companies, how have this conversation been received, or what kind of response that you have been observed?
I think, no, we've done this before at 2021. So I kind of know, what's going to happen. But this time around, it's getting, the sentiment is quite strong. For me, the boycott thing is not I don't like to use the word boycott, but I use it anyway because it's something that is easy to understand for a lot of people. But for me, it's not about boycott. It's about You know, it's about spending your money right. For me, spending your money right means nowadays in Malaysia, is spending your money locally. Don't spend your money towards some global brands that don't really give values to the Malaysian people. I always see that there's a lot of, you know, for example, there's always a lot of good F&B chains over here, local made.
Yes.
There's a lot of local brands, local products. So the thing about the narrative that I want to bring is, I mean, I use the word boycott, but what I'm trying to bring to the table is actually for you to spend your money locally to local products, local brands. For me, it's always something that I advocate, because I know a lot of my friends, they are entrepreneurs and they are having also a hard time. And if we don't support them, then who else? Not those people outside who's going to support our local entrepreneurs.
Exactly.
We ourselves need to support them.
Thank you.
All right, thank you so much.
Thank you.